Welcome once again, dear viewers. You are once again extremely welcome to our talk show. Our talk show, Why I Am a Humanist, and this is Humanist TV Africa. Of course, when we talk about humanism, you are right at the right place, the right time, the right studio. My name is Kato Mukasa. I'm a Ugandan who is interested in issues human rights and issues human rights law. Now, today we are talking about human rights, and in the studios I have my brothers, uh, uh, Nana Kuffour from Ghana. Nana, welcome, sir.
Thank you, Comrade Kato. I believe you are doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. And my brother, the Tarok man from Nigeria, my brother Andrew Paul Bongfa, or Nandip Bongfa. Nandip.
Yes.
Most welcome.
Thank you, Comrade Kato.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Now, today is a continuation of our daily episodes. Remember, Why I Am a Humanist, we intend to make it a daily kind of exchange, a daily kind of conversation where we shall be getting different people to come and talk about humanism, talk about their story. We have so many humanists all over the world. We have thousands of humanists all over the world. But since we are pace setters at Humanist TV Africa, we are the directors of the TV, we are the panelists here, so we want to give our story before we invite others to give their own stories. Now, today, we want to go through the stories. Today, I want us to be more practical and look at our individual countries today. When you look at Ghana, what's wrong with Ghana that you think we need to fix it with humanism? When you look at Nigeria today, let us forget about ourselves now. We look at Nigeria today and say, what should a president do if he had Ubuntu, if the worldview was humanism? What's wrong with Nigeria today that you look at it and say, we need humanism here? If I am a humanist and I'm a politician, I'm a governor, I'm a head teacher, I would have done things differently in Ghana. I would have done things differently in Nigeria. So this time round, we want to look at our own countries and then just find a heading, Why I Am a Humanist. We are going to be 4 people in this episode number 4, Mambu, who is a Sierra Leonean, Nana, who is a Ghanaian, Nandip, who is a Nigerian, and Kato, who is a Ugandan. We are going to be talking about humanism, why I am a humanist. But before we go there, I want to encourage people to please subscribe. Dennis put us for us some, yes, subscribe. YouTube, Facebook page is Humanist TV Africa. Please subscribe. We need the numbers, and please share, like, and comment. Share, like, and comment. The channel is Humanist TV Africa, and we are all over Africa. We have studios in Kenya, we have studios in Ghana, we have studios in Nigeria, we have studios in Uganda, and we have studios in Zimbabwe and Zambia. We are opening up studios very soon in South Africa. We want to open up studios in Egypt. We want to open up studios in Tanzania and Rwanda. We want to be a bigger network where we have these conversations every day. Remember, Humanist TV Africa is all about discussions, it's all about knowledge, it's all about information, it's all about education. We want to combat miseducation. We want to combat mythology. We want to put historical records right. You find it here at Humanist TV Africa. And when you go through our archives, you are going to have this education right on this TV. We are humanists. We are one people. We believe in unity. We believe in compassion. We believe in love. We believe in democracy. We believe in human rights. Now, having said that, as the background to our TV, I want to, first of all, start with the Ghana, who was first in the studio. Nana Kuffour, when you look at Ghana today, you are in Kumasi, you go to Accra, you know all these villages of Nigeria, of Ghana. And when you look at Ghana today, what's wrong with Ghana today that you think a humanist leader would have done differently? Nana, over to you.
Thank you, Comrade Kato. And this is a very good question and also an intelligent one. I believe the whole facet of our Ghanaian life lies on our constitution, and there is something wrong with our constitution, which we the Ghanaian people must come together to rectify these errors. Our constitution was was drawn around 1992, and it was born out of fear because it was the leader at that time was Jerry John Rawlings, and around that time he wanted to get out from the military so-called government into a civilian one. So he drafted the constitution to suit his agenda, and because he believed without that people will avenge or people will get back to him, because coming from a military rule, they stepped on so many toes. So they drafted the constitution in such a way that it's the constitution benefited the executive. The power, all the power belongs to the executive, and I think because of that we have been abusing it. All the executive arms of the government that have come into the Fourth Republic have been abusing the power being handed to them, because it was handed to them, to protect Jerry John Rawlings. And I believe most of the presidential candidates, when they want power, they will tell you, when we come, we will change this. The parliamentarians will tell we will change this and that, but it never happened, because it is the same constitution that is protecting them, that is protecting their corrupt activities. Because we are really suffering, and it doesn't. It's not only the constitution; it also it encompasses our education too, because our education is at. I'm sorry, but to be honest, it's nothing to write home about. And every year, many students, especially from the senior high school, go and write exams. They cheat. Exams get leaked from the WAEC. How do exams get leaked from WAEC? And even that's just a tip of the iceberg. Our educational background is more or less a theoretical one. It's more or less chill and poor. It's more or less a clerk one, like more or less a secret. They are preparing us to be secretaries. Yeah, if I would say so. As a humanist, because we want to forge a better future for our people. I believe if we indulge humanism into our constitution, we indulge humanism into our education, we will see the light. It will be illuminated. We will think differently, because we are using a curriculum which is not telling us the truth about our history. We are using curriculum which it's not it's just chew and poor. There's no practical activities in there. You go to the university, you complete university with no practical this thing. So I think it's a problem, and the whole wide world people, the Chinese, the Americans, the Russians are more practical. They are doing things in a practical level, which is benefiting them, which is making them produce their own goods and services, but we would rather import. It is because we were taught to be secretaries, we were taught to be clerks, where is the same colonial mentality, sort of education being handed to us that is still ongoing. So I believe the education and with the humanism, if humanism is embedded into our constitution, I think corruption will cease to exist because we have a rule. We, the constitution sometimes the constitution tells the parliamentarians and the government officials to declare their asset, but nobody is doing it. And I think humanism will enforce that because we are over 30 million Ghanaians. So if you can't declare your asset, we think we can get a Ghanaian who will declare their asset and who can fit that position. But because of corruption, we are not telling ourselves the truth. Kato, let me tell you one thing. Anytime a government official is being elected or selected or is being appointed, you find out, you see the chief of his town, many people from his town, his friends, family, trooping behind him and pouring white powder on his head as a sign of victory. Why you have been selected to come and serve us? Why will you celebrate? Because we all know that he's in a position to steal from us. So the people who benefit directly from him are so happy that they, they I think they are so happy they don't think it's a bad thing to hide it from people that this man we are selecting is going to be a corrupt official and he will serve our interest. So I think humanism is last time when we were talking about humanism, I was telling you culturally some elements of our culture are humanist in nature, but recently there's nothing sort of humanism in Ghana right now. Everybody wants to cheat. Everybody wants to find their way. It's selfishness. The ego is so high. Like it is like if you step outside your house or your room, it is a fight. Fight everybody and bring food to home, bring home food to eat. I think the selfishness we are practicing right now is so high, and we must cease. We must cease from that. From that, and one aspect of our culture too is anytime you want to visit an elderly person, at least you have to present something which is unhumanistic. It is bribery and corruption, which is dressed in another form. And I believe if we have humanist leaders in these positions, I will tell you that no, come and let's solve the situation. Don't bring me any goat. Don't give me any land. Don't give me anything. Let's solve this issue so that Ghana will be a better place. And I think with humanism, it will transcend the borders of Ghana. I think with humanism, Ghanaians will realize no, Ghana, the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it's linked with the total liberation, unless Africa comes together as a united force, united country. So, Comrade Kato, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I think you have had a good run. You have had a good run at it there, and actually you have made your points very clear. My brother Dean Kruger in South Africa asked a very important question, which I've been asking personally when I was with Linda and so many others. I don't know whether you guys are seeing it on the screen. Do you see the question on the screen?
Yes.
Dean Kruger asked you that at what stage can we stop blaming colonialism and take responsibility for our countries? I recognize the legacy, but it is a very convenient scapegoat. I 100% agree with Dean Kruger. I always disagree with Linda on this issue. Most of you guys who are following me might have noticed it because she was always so much into colonialism. Colonialism did this to us, did this to us. I always agreed. I always agreed, Nana, that there are wrong things which we inherited from our colonialist policies. But my issue was always this. Uganda has been 50 years independent. Ghana is slightly the same, 50 years independent. Nigeria is over 50 years independent. Sierra Leone may be a bit younger, but I think they are almost there. 50 years of independence in Africa. We are still blaming the colonizers. And incidentally, all of us here, the four, are products of the British. Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. I think Sierra Leone were part of the British legacy, not so?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you see, the British went all over. Now, we have four people here. All of us, Uganda, British colony, Ghana, British colony, Nigeria, British colony, Sierra Leone, British colony. We are four people on the set. All of us are going to be, not all of us here now, are thinking that our problems start with colonialism and end with colonialism. I agree with Dean Kruger. Nana, 50 years of independence from Kwame Nkrumah. To me, Kwame Nkrumah was more humanistic than Nana Kuffour, than this guy who has been there, the president of Ghana today. Sorry? Kuffour, yes. Kuffour, yes. Now,
yeah.
Yes. Now, trust me, Nandip, trust me, Mambu, we have our own misrulers in Africa. My own take has been that whereas we have all these bad education systems, these misleaders of ours have the powers to change the constitution, Nana.
Yes.
These misleaders of ours have the powers to change the syllabus, Nana. They know that what we are studying is useless. They know that it was left for us to learn how to read, write, and speak English so that we can work in these small offices for the colonizers by then. But the colonizers left. My argument has been always that, look, we have a perfect excuse for our inability. The colonizers left 50 years ago, but the president that took over became the new colonizers.
Yeah.
Now, Ghana, in Kuffour, you have a new colonizer, but this time is having your own skin color.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, you have a new colonizer, but it's not European. The new colonizer you have is a black man. But why do we continue blaming Europeans who left us so many years ago? This was something I used to argue a lot with Linda. Linda had her points. I respected her points because she used to say, you see, they are away, but not away. You see, they are still ruling us on remote. She could give all those reasons, which seemed to be legit. But I always rebutted and said, Linda, as people in Africa, we must take responsibility. We must take responsibility. We must say, look, these guys left 50 years ago. What have we done for ourselves? Look, in Uganda, Nana, this is not about you. Now it's about me. Even forget about rebuttal. I'm just making it clear. In Uganda, our own President Museveni is #1 thief, and I'm on TV. You know, when you call thieves to line up, you put Museveni first. My president is #1 thief in my country. His family, the first lady, the first daughter, the first son, as the second thieves we have. Then we have another third category of thieves, the cabinet ministers. Then we have another category of thieves, the parliamentarians. I cannot blame the British for the problems we have in Uganda today. Never. And I've been saying this because we have greedy dictators right in Uganda. Our parliament is a sellout. Our parliament is like a den of thieves. You know, thieves who sit down and decide how much salary they get. Nana, Nandipu, a Ugandan cannot get $1 a day. An average Ugandan cannot get £1 a day. Cannot. What helps Uganda to survive is our agriculture. Is because we can get our food from our gardens. But I can tell you, an MP in Uganda earns more than an MP in Britain. Yeah. You can do your research. Yeah. You can do your research. Here. You can do your research. That an MP in Uganda, an average not well-off country in terms of cash, earns more pecs, more pecs the goods they give to this Ugandan MP. This Ugandan MP has entitlement to trips abroad the country. Each trip they have per diem. I can tell you, I was a candidate to become a member of parliament twice, and I lost twice to become a member of parliament. So I know what I'm talking about because I'm Ugandan, I'm educated, I've been there, I'm over 40 years. So I know how much perks, good things an MP gets in Uganda. They have a car given to them that can build a hospital. A mini hospital in my village is the money they give to an MP in Uganda to buy a car. And apart from buying him a car, buying her a car, they give her fuel. They pay the driver. They give him an office. And they give him a salary, a very fat salary, an MP. And to make matters worse, Uganda has over 500 MPs. I repeat this one for you. Uganda has over 500 MPs. Ask yourself, how many MPs does England have? These are simple things to ask. How many MPs does England have? How many MPs does Scotland have? My poor country has 500 MPs, but each MP earns money that can build a school and a hospital in my sub-county, a mini health center in my sub-county. An MP earns a salary plus all those perks that can build a mini hospital, a mini school in my constituency, in my village, you know? But now, how dare am I going to be rational if I blame the British who left us 50 years ago? You get it? For these thieves who do everything worse. In fact, there are many moments I've said in my country that I rather have the British come back and rule us. They were much fair. I'm telling you, I'm repeating this. And whenever I say it, people say, oh, we have been compromised by the British. No. There are many instances I say, I'd rather have the British come back and rule us than have these pigs who have my skin color. Pigs who steal money for hospital, pigs who steal money for roads, pigs who steal money for our children in schools. Our teachers are not paid. How do I dare blame the British who helps to form these kind of things, who helped to put the first schools, who helped to put the first good roads? They might have done their own weaknesses, yes. But why do I blame them for our weaknesses? Dean Kruger tells me 400 MPs for the UK. We have 520 MPs in Uganda. Now, I can tell you as a Ugandan, and I've been always categorically clear, I used to argue this with Linda, that look, we may blame these people, but honestly, we are the worst enemies. And I always use that word, we Africans. We are our own enemies, Nana, like it or not. Yeah. We Africans are our own enemies. We are our own enemies. We steal ourselves. We kill each other. We don't tolerate each other. Nana, you become a writer, Chris as the president, they are going to look for you. Chris as the government, they're going to look for you. Did the Bush do that to us when they were ruling us? Never. Do they do it to themselves? Never. Why don't we copy from them? Why don't we Africans learn good things from them? Okay, avoid the bad things, but also learn the good things from them. Why don't we learn the good things from them? Today, as I speak, homosexuals in Sierra Leone are being killed. Homosexuals in Ghana are being imprisoned. You are coming up with a law, which I've been writing about. Homosexuals in Nigeria are being killed. Are homosexuals killed in Britain? Are they killed in Britain?
No.
Why don't we copy the good things which Britain does and put them in our countries? Why do we want always to blame them for everything? Not you, Nana. I'm talking about Pan-Africanists.
Yeah.
You see? Not you at all. It's not about you. And that has been my argument always with Linda. Look, we are passing the blame to the wrong people. Even us, given a chance, if we are in leadership, we can even do worse. Look at what we are doing to ourselves. I've just given examples. Now I'm going to open it up to you, comrade, brother Nandip. You can disagree with me and still blame the colonialists. But I'm telling you, I stopped blaming the colonialists and I blame my president. And I always say my president is a thief, is a killer, is a liar, everything bad is about my president. And it's not alone. Plus his family, plus the parliamentarians, plus all the ministers in my country are thieves, are liars, are bad people. There's no, I'm going to blame someone outside Africa, and I leave these Africans, these pigs who are ruling us, and I pass blame to another person outside Africa. I refuse that. Now, I'm a bit tough talking, but that's me. I have disagreed with my president so many times. I've been bashing him. They know that. But that's me. That's why I'm here. Now, Nana, I mean, that was my point of view. And now I want to take it back to my brother Nandip. Nandip, you see, I'm tough talking when it comes to Africa because I hate my leaders. I hate them. I don't like them at all. They are the pigs we have. When you look at the book called Animal Farm, you look at that book, some of you have read it, Animal Farm by Owen, George Owen.
Yeah.
We chased animal A out, and you got animal B inside. The pigs became the leaders. Now, when you have monkeys, when you give monkeys power to share mangoes, power to share bananas, what do you expect, Nana? What do you expect, Mambu? You get monkeys, you give them bananas to share. We have thieves in Africa. Until we take responsibility for our own weaknesses, Nana and Nandip, Mambu, Africa won't go ahead. We must fix our own problems. And I've been always categorically clear on that. We avoid blaming other people for our own weaknesses. We blame ourselves. Nandip, over to you.
Thank you, Comrade Kato, for this wonderful topic about Africans, especially in Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, and every other country in Africa. Yes, we have problems in Africa, but I seem to disagree with you in the sense that some of your points, and then when I listened to what you said about Linda Tilly, yes, we are still being controlled by the British completely. We control in the sense that they control our leaders indirectly, not directly. They are still the ones leading us, not our leaders that you see on our seats. Everything about African, let me talk about Nigeria. Most of our leaders, most of everything that we do here in Nigeria have been approved by the British. That's why, according to your talk now, that Linda, she's so against it. Yes, because she knows what she's saying and she knows what she's talking about, and definitely that is really what is actually going on. Take in the case of corruption in Nigeria, we discover that all the money that you have been stolen is taken out of this country. Will be taken to British, America, France, and all the European country hidden there. If they really want us to be free, as we have our independence from them, this stolen fund from our thieving leaders, our corrupt leaders, they could have not collected and bank it into their system. They could have arrested those leaders, and then prosecute them. But no, they will never do that. Take a instance of our resources here in Africa, especially in Nigeria. You see that the Chinese come to explore our mineral resources, gold, columbine, tin. They will take it where? To their own countries. Why? Because our leaders are corrupt and they are being what? Sponsored and supported by these European people. They are the one that put us in all this mess. They are the one that taught our leaders how to steal, how to cheat, how to corrupt us. Yes, as you said, that's the truth. What is happening here in Nigeria? I can't lie to you. Those European people, I can still blame them because They are the one. We are their puppets. Look at Angola now. Look at Niger. They are trying to free themselves from this shackle of the Francophones. They are trying to manipulate them. I was told.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. See, I laugh because
you have.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Your network is breaking, but go ahead, please. Go ahead, Nandip. Go ahead, sir.
All the money from Cameroon is being banked in France. Why is it like that? They are still controlling us. We have to say it to their faces. We are not being free. We have to be free. Now, let's talk about democracy in Africa. We don't need any democracy. We have our own form of democracy before these European people came to us. Actually, understand, we cannot elect leaders that will become going there to be stealing our resources. You see that one person, you have a lot of houses here in Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria. You will see a politician have an estate. You know what estate means? Before you build an estate, that means you have accumulated a lot of money. So democracy is not meant for Africans. We have our way of governance in Africa. That's why Mopunga always saying that this man from Zimbabwe, I like him so much, that we don't need democracy in Africa. Our form of governance is different from the governance of the European people. We don't need that. Yes, we don't need that at all, at all, at all. That form of government called democracy is corruption. We are still governed by these European people. We are still governed by them indirectly. They will push our people, they corrupt people to us. Then they will they are the one that will advertise them because they have the resources and they know what they will get from them. All the money, they will sponsor them so that we can see them as they are good people. No, they are puppets. They are dogs. Every of our resources, that's why we are suffering. Look at Africa. We have the land, we have the minerals, we have the intellect, we have the education, but still we are suffering. Diseases, we find it in Africa. Religiosity, you find it in Africa. All those are the work of the Europeans. Why would they come and bring religion and dump it to us? And they are not practicing it. Kato, Mambu, Nana, think about it. All these things, they are how to make us to be backwards.
You are very annoying. I'm stopping you there. I'm stopping you there, sir. You are very annoyed, but you have points. Now you are the new Linda. Now you are the new Linda I'm going to be fighting with now. I've got another Linda now. You are the new Linda. I'll be fighting with you every day until we agree to disagree. But, okay, I've loved your points. I've loved your points, and I respect them. The way I used to respect Linda, I loved her so much. She had your own points, but I could always disagree with her, and I always disagree with you. I always disagree with you. I have to remind you, I disagreed with Linda throughout the 4 years we were together on that issue, but she remained astute. She told me the problem is the West, not Africa. And I was saying the problem is Africa, not the West. So we disagree.
I agree. I agree with Linda 100%. That's you are not in Nigeria. I know what is going on. Those people don't need that are corrupt. We need military government in Nigeria, not democracy. They are puppet to the West.
Now, sorry, sir. I said I've got a new Linda in you. And remember, I disagreed with Linda throughout. My approach was that the problem is with Africa, and our approach was that the problem is outside. They bring it to Africa. I disagreed. Now, having said that, let us listen to our brother from Sierra Leone, Mambu Bado. Of course, you don't know Swahili. Mambu, we are discussing today why I am a humanist, but we are discussing from an angle of looking at our countries and say, what is it we're doing wrong as politicians, as leadership in Africa, that will do right as humanists? Now, we have had the fire in the studio that two are against me. and I'm against the two. Yeah, we are trying to balance the board. Now,
1 minute, I'm coming.
now, Mambu, it's your take now. Looking at Sierra Leone, what do you think is wrong with Sierra Leone today in terms of following good governance, humanistic principles, and what should humans do, in your view, to save the situation in Sierra Leone?
Thank you very much, Kato. First of all, I'm a humanist because I believe in reality. I don't believe in fiction. I don't believe in stories that that does not exist. And now I totally support you in this. That the issue is with us, Africans. It's with us, our leaders. It's not about the British or people who colonize us. Like Sierra Leone, my country, it's 62 years since independence. 62 years since 27 April 1961 to 2023. So why should I still blame those who colonize us? Why? Why will I blame them? Because we are always electing thieves. We are always electing those who are more hungry than us who are electing them into power. So they are very hungry. We elect poor people into governance, and you expect them, because they are hungry. It's like what you are saying, you give a monkey banana to share. The first thing the monkey will do is he will try to, keep some for himself before sharing the little. And that is what African leaders are doing. If you give them 10, they will take 8 and share 2. This is what our leaders are doing. My country, for example, since 1961, we have been electing thieves. They are all thieves. They are all criminals. Our constitution is hopeless because there is no monitoring mechanism. There is no way we can, they are being accounted, they should be accounted to us who elect them into power. But they are not being accountable to us. Somebody will come into governance, 5 years, take a lot of money, and then go. The next person that will come, there will be no proper monitoring because he also have his own motive. That was okay, let him go. I'm also coming there. I'll also eat my part, and then I will leave. Because I don't want to be monitored, so I will not monitor the one that has left. This is what is happening in Africa. This is why we are not going anywhere. This is why Africa is always at the back. The British have left us since 1961, 62 years, and you are still blaming them for what? 62 years and you are still blaming them for what? They no longer control us because our thieves in power, because the thieves we elect in power, because they don't want them, they don't want to be monitored. That is why they want to hide under the banners of the British. They just want to hide under. And now, like me, Emmanuel, you bring your money. Let's set example, Nandi. You take the money to the bank. Do you want the bank to investigate? Oh, where did you take this money from? Where did you bring this money from? How did you get this money? Will the bank ask you that? No, they will not ask you. It is not their duty to ask you, where did you get the money from? So our leaders are taking this money to them, and they are also growing their own economy. So they have no right to ask them, where are you taking? In fact, they are happy about it. Our constitution in Africa are useless because those in power, they are not being monitored.
Yeah.
So how would you say it's the British? It is not the British. It is the thieves we elect in power. It is the thief we elect in power. Like my government in Sierra Leone. We are even leading. We elect thieves parliamentarians. We elect thieves mayors. We elect thief councillors. We elect thieves president. And they also choose thieves as ministers. So you see, the chief thief surround himself with his compatriots. So how would we should not blame the British. We should not blame those who colonized us because they have gone. They have forgotten about. We are also going back to them. It is us that is taking this on. Yes, they have gone. We are going back to them to say, okay, please don't leave me alone. Please don't leave me. Please support me. If you don't support me, my people will eat me. This is what our leaders are doing because they don't want to be accountable to us. Sometimes I wonder if our politicians actually have blood, flesh and blood.
Our politicians, the British are corrupt too.
Pardon?
Yes. Mabu, I said the British, that is our colonizer, are corrupt also. Since that they are supporting our corrupt politicians, so they too, they are corrupt.
Like I said, you will not take money to the bank and the bank will say, let's go where you take this money from. Go and show me where you take this money from.
I agree with you 100%.
Yes. Even if they are corrupt, it is our leaders who are more corrupt who are going to them. Like Kato was saying,
They are the one that taught them how to be corrupt. They are the one that taught them how to be corrupt. Yes.
No, I disagree.
I disagree.
Nandi,
I disagree.
Let me come.
Yeah.
Let me come in there. Let me come in there now, briefly. Let me come in there. Now, this, by the way, this is going to be a panel where we can meet every day on this TV and discuss these issues. Okay? So don't worry if the time cuts us. Even tomorrow we are here. We are directors of this TV. We can always share these ideas. And I like it when we disagree. Because me, I have my own head. Mambu has his own. Nandip has his own. Nana has his own. So there's no in my head can think as Mambu. There's no my head can think as Nandip or Nana. And I respect everyone's views. That's why we're humanists. Because humanists are opinionated. In fact, if you're going to agree with everything I say, then you must have a problem with your head. Because humanists are, because humanists are opinionated. All of us have what? Opinions. Now, look, today we're discussing governance now in terms of why I'm a humanist. And we are going to continue this debate tomorrow. Okay? Let us make this one a panel where we meet and discuss. Yes, we can discuss that in our forum. Now, let us go back to the topic now. I thank my brother Mambu 100%. And why? I'm going to give my reasons. Now, Nandip, how dare you say that the British taught Africans how to be corrupt? How dare you say that? There's a comment hit me facility from O.P. Newman. Yes. When there is something to be gained from Kuffour of another, why go extra? Exactly.
You asked me a question. You asked me a question, right?
Yes.
Comrade, you asked me a question.
Let me facilitate for you this comment from Nigeria. I think it's, and again, it's called O.P. Newman. It says, when there is something to be gained from a fool or from Kuffour of another, why go the extra mile to correct them? So you lose your gains. Exactly. Nana, listen to this comment. It's up to the fool to be smart and change. Exactly. Thank you, brother Upi. This guy is smart. Upi is smart. Look, this is his reason, and I agree with him. Nana, Nandip, Mambu, if I'm a fool, why do you interrupt me in my foolishness? Don't answer first. Wait, let me first explain this. If I am a fool and we are competing for a piece of land, okay, leave the land alone. We are competing for a beautiful girl. We are all 18-year-old boys. But the way I behave, I'm a fool. I insult the girl's mother. I insult the girl's brother. And you want the same girl. Do you come and tell me, Kato, you were being a fool, or you let me become a fool I am, so that you can get the girl for yourself? Simple logic. Simple logic. So this OP man is very intelligent. I agree with him now. To take it back home, thank you, OP. To take it back home, Africans, politicians are the biggest thieves you can ever get. Nandip, you are here complaining. You're here complaining. I'm telling you, I'm a Ugandan who have grown up in a government for 37 years. I have never seen thieves in my life than the thuggery of Museveni and his team in Uganda. Nandip, I tell you this as a Ugandan. I have never seen a thuggery, thieves, bloody like thieves, like the thieves in Uganda. Now, Nandip, if a thief is stealing, listen,
comrade,
yes, sir.
Before you continue,
yes.
Before you continue, do you read my post that I did yesterday about a PA stealing billions of dollars from land government?
Yes.
Your government, they are not stealing the way Nigeria is stealing. Yes, they don't steal anything. Your government, they are not stealing the way the Nigerian government are stealing. Yes. Continue.
So now I continue. I'm going to conclude on this. Let me continue. Now, sir, Mr. Nandip, we agree that we elected hyenas to protect a forest of bananas. We elected monkeys to protect a forest of bananas. We gave lions to take care of zebras. We gave lions to take care of our goats. Lions are eating our goats, and we are blaming the neighbor. We are blaming the neighbor, who is an elephant, for our problems of the lion. Now, my brother, this is the analogy I'm giving you. We Africans are so good at scapegoating, my brother. We are good at scapegoating. Like, we get an excuse for our own problems. Look, Nandip, my country, Uganda, is a rich country. I always refuse to say we are poor. We are not poor. I'm telling you, Sierra Leone is a very rich country. Yes. With gold, with all those minerals, with only about 8 million people. Sierra Leone is a very rich country. Look at Nigeria. Nandip, you may not know how much Nigeria wealth is, and I know you know, but I can tell you Nigeria is far better than so many European countries. I repeat this on TV. Nigeria's wealth is much better, much more than so many European countries. Many European countries are actually poor countries. I tell you this. Many of these countries in Europe are poor countries. But why does a country like Iceland, for example, why does a country like Finland, for example, like Denmark, for example, become successful with meager natural resources, yet a country like Nigeria, with so much abundance, fails? Now, when you are discussing like intellectuals, wait, give me a minute, because I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, see, because they are controlled by the Europeans, because the Americans are controlling them. Look, I go back to your answer. I'm answering you even before you say it. That unless we get leaders who love their countries, I will give you an example as I conclude. Look at Mama Gaddafi. I will give you one example, and I'm going to give you 2 or 3. Look at Muammar Gaddafi. Let us forget the way he was killed, because we know why he was killed. We know why he was killed. I won't go into that now. I know who killed Gaddafi. I know why he was killed. I've written about that thoroughly. Now, before I go into his death, look at what the man did in 40 years. He was in power. About 35 years, he was in power. Why? That a man had all the powers vested upon him. Yes, he made mistakes, but the man helped Libya become another first world country. And they don't want to accept that. But Libya was at a state where it was a first world country, and Libya needed no one's money. Are we together there? It goes back to rule. It goes back to leadership, my brother Nandip. That one man who is smart can say, my country is going to do everything to better her people. In Libya, people went to school for free. In Libya, people were given houses for free. In Libya, roads were done. Everyone had something to eat. Now look at Libya today. It's a ghost country. It's a ghost country. Now, how dare am I to stand here and I blame Muammar Gaddafi? And how do I stand here and say there are no good leaders in Africa? There are good leaders in Africa, but they are few, my friend. Now, if Nigeria is blessed by thieves or with the thieves, who do you blame? If Uganda has thieves, who do you blame? If Sierra Leone has thieves, who do you blame?
Yes, comrade.
Yes, sir.
Comrade. Yeah, let me come in there for the example of Muammar Gaddafi. You know why? Muammar Gaddafi is a fearless leader. We have somebody similar to him. They call him General Sani Abacha.
Mm.
I you understand why I say that African leaders, they are puppets in the sense that they are afraid of the West. Muammar Gaddafi is not afraid of the West, and they plotted against him and killed him. The same thing that happened to one of our generals in Nigeria. They call him late General Sani Abacha. He was not afraid of the West, and he was fighting, and he died in 1998. Yes. So you see, all our African leaders, they are what? They are afraid. They are cowards. They cannot honor to themselves because they are like a dildo being controlled by the West. Only the
hopeless
Jews
leaders
take up the mantles and fight.
They are hopeless leaders.
Nana, I want to invite you. I want to invite you,
yes.
but just a second. A second before I invite you.
Okay.
I want to give you this example of you to think about. And remember, my theory is that the problem is within Africa first. That's my theory. I may be wrong. All of you may be right. But my theory has always been that the problem is within Africa first.
Okay.
Yet other people think that the problem is outside influence to Africa. I disagree. But I agree with you. It's your arguments, which I respect. I want to give you just one example before we go to Nana. Nana, in Africa, there is one benevolent dictator called Paul Kagame.
Yeah.
I'll repeat this. In Africa, there is one benevolent dictator called Paul Kagame. I've been to Rwanda 4 times. I've gone to Rwanda 4 times. Rwanda is one of the smartest countries I've ever gone to. One of the cleanest countries I've ever gone to. Remember, I said is a benevolent dictator. Okay? But Rwanda, a small country with a small population, about 14 million people, with nothing like Minos talk about, Rwanda went to Congo and stole gold. Like my country has thieves. They also went to Congo and did the stealing. Listen, I'm telling you this story of what happens. My country, Uganda, went to Congo in a war to steal. Rwanda went to Congo in a war to steal. This is about 15 years ago. What did Paul Kagame do after stealing from Congo? They took timber, they took gold. What Kagame did was to use the money they have stolen from Congo to build Rwanda. What did Uganda do after stealing from Congo? What Uganda did was to share the gold and timber among the army generals and the president. I speak this on air because that's how it was. Rwanda goes to the same place they steal with their soldiers. They are fighting there was a civil service, they were fighting, and then forces were combined. Kenyans went there, Rwanda went there, Uganda went there. They went there as an army to protect that area. What happened is that Congo is so rich, they end up stealing. But Ugandans, because they are thieves and thieves and thieves all through, they stole and pocketed the money.
We have more thieves in Nigeria than Uganda.
Yes. Now Uganda pocketed the money. Rwanda developed Rwanda. The verdict is Congo took Uganda to court, international court, and Uganda was told to pay, I think it's 15 million US. A case against us was passed, against not individuals, but against me, Uganda. Up to now, Uganda is still paying about 15 million US. You can Google it, it's everywhere. But who took the money? Ugandan thieves and the president. But Kagame was able to steal with his soldiers and they built Rwanda. Now, why am I showing you this? That Europeans and colonialism promoted the thuggery and stealing. That was the time. Belgium, all of you know, killed over 10 million Congolese under King Leopold. You know that?
Yeah.
Belgium was one of the countries that benefited out of stealing from Congo. It's a history, they can't deny it. They killed over 10 million Congolese, cutting them off their hands, their legs, whatever. They were the brutal terrorists, colonized as the Belgians. But what did the money do? They stole, including taking our ivory, including taking our all that rubber. They went ahead to build Belgium after stealing so much from Congo. Now, my conclusion is this, ladies and gentlemen, that some leaders who want their countries to develop can do it to develop. Nana, if your politicians want you to develop, whether they have stolen, it's another approach from elsewhere. But the issue is, are they helping our countries to develop? Look at my country, Nana. Look at my country, Mambu. Go in the villages in Uganda, Mambu, you come here and tell me. You come here and cry on the state of the roads in Uganda. Yet my country has the highest debt burden as I speak. You see? So the point I'm making today, my brothers, yes, we have problems with people who influence the politics in Africa. It's true. I don't deny that. But when do we take our responsibility as people in Africa? Back to Ghana. I've been waiting to have you come set.
Yes, Comrade Kato, and listening to you and seeing what is going on in this world, I think the problem is both. It's not only Africans, it's both. It's both ways.
Yeah.
Because if you read reading from Confessions of Economic Hitman,
John Perkins.
Perkins. It is deliberate. It has been grounded. The tentacles is all over the world. It is deliberate plan that Africa will not allow Africa to enjoy its wealth, because if Africa take its wealth, where are we, the West, supposed to get the wealth from? And they are doing this to the South Americans. Right now, the South Americans, the leaders, we have good leaders there, and they are helping the people. As you said, Kagame, I admire that man very well. So we need leaders who are not, one, afraid of the West, two, are not selfish and honest to their people. So if we get these kind of leaders, if we get this kind of across Africa, then if it will be a total war, then it will be a total war between the West and we, the Africans, because it will no longer be one leader. Because if there is this only one leader who have this ideology that no, the West is stealing from us, if they take the leader out, the people are nothing to write home about. But if all the people have this mentality that Africans is for we, the Africans, to maintain African and to put good laws into place so that it will profit we, the Africans, then I think the West will not give in. They will fight. But I think at the end of the day, we are going to win like how the Chinese won. We are going to win like how Venezuela is on its path. And I think we're going to win like how Brazil is even trying to wake up from its slumber. So I believe the problem is not just the leadership. It is the West. It is a plan. It is a well-planned agenda from the West. And it is not the government of the West. It is corporate. It's the corporate industries. It is the corporate industries. So the government will come and go, and it is the corporate industry who will be ruling all of us. So the problem lies is both ways, the West and we, the Africans. But for the West to release us, we, the Africans, need to realize that no, we can't allow one person as a leader to connive with the West and steal our resources. So we have to choose a good leader who has the clear intention of the agenda of Africans, that Africa have to unite and to progress, whether we like it or yes.
Thank you so much. I think that was beautiful conclusion. Now, Nana, we have Nana has done his conclusion. That was beautiful, Nana. I agree with you. It's the corporate, the companies. But we shall talk about that one tomorrow. Now, Nandip, sir, we have only 1 minute. It has now followed the law. We are going to have our extra 5 minutes. Dennis, Nana, and Nandip, you have 2 minutes to conclude today.
Yes. Thank you, Kato, for bringing up this very, very powerful topic. You know, you see how we deliberate and we brainstorm our ideas on how Africa will grow. It's a very good thing. To me, I see that Africa, we don't need democracy at all. It's a manipulation of our people. So there's a system of government that we are.
You were a dictator, you man. You were a dictator. That's why the network is going. That's why your network goes, because we're a dictator yourself. Now, this man doesn't want democracy at all.
No, we don't want it. If our people we can be able to, you know, go back to the way we rule ourselves traditionally, because I'm a traditional person, you know.
Where the king would marry all the women in the village. Where the king would steal everything for himself.
Yes. Anything that the king says is final. There's no corruption. If you steal, they will flog you to the village square. I don't understand. Yes. So at that time, there's no prison, there's no police station. The local chiefs and their staff, that's how they control us. So democracy doesn't mean for us Africans. It's full of corruption.
I refuse your submission.
Yes,
but I refuse it completely.
So I end up here. I end up here. Thank you.
Tomorrow we are here. Tomorrow I'm going to continue from there. Now, Mambu, it's your time. You have about 3 minutes to conclude on this until tomorrow. Mambu, over to you.
Yeah. Here is Sierra Leone with 7 million people. We have diamond, we have gold, we have bauxite, we have silver, we have oil, we have everything. We have good soil, but our people are poor. What is the reason? After 62 years. Now, let me come to the constitution. Our constitution is so useless that the president will select who is going to be the electoral commissioner for elections. The president single-handedly will select who will be the electoral commissioner for an election, presidential. Then after the elections, just after the winner have been pronounced, the president should be shown in within 30 minutes time. In 30 minutes, how will Sierra Leone develop with such a corrupt constitution, with such a useless constitution? How will Africa develop? The president, when they say declaration of assets, the president will declare his assets only between him and the ACC commissioner, the anti-corruption commissioner. It will not be public. How will I know as a Sierra Leonean that this is what our president has, or this is what this man had before he is coming to rule us? How will I know as a Sierra Leonean? This is how useless our constitution is. No monitoring. You will see government vehicles. They will only use them for 6 months, and you see them packed, being abandoned, just because it is government owned. But when this man that is using this government vehicle, his own private vehicle, will take 5-6 years, it will not be packed. But the one that is being provided by the government will be packed in just 6 months. How will Africa develop? How will Sierra Leone develop? No monitoring. To the hospitals, medicines are being provided. No monitoring. How will you know that this is the medicine that is going for under 5 children? How will you know that these medicines are being reached to the beneficiaries? No proper monitoring. And you expect Africa to develop, and we still blame the British? Did the British stop us from not making roads for our people? Did the British stop us from not making bridges? So why blame the British?
If you try,
because our leaders, Because our leaders are useless. After stealing from us, they will just run away to England to go and enjoy their lives. So because they know that there is a place where they will go to hide, they are not afraid to steal from us. Because after power, they will just run away and leave us in poverty. This is how useless Africa is.
Not good for us.
For your democracy, I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm just trying to describe my country, how useless my country is, and how useless our constitution is.
I have to put this one at the end because it has been very interesting having all of you guys here on set. This is Human Civic Africa. Please subscribe to Human Civic Africa YouTube channel, Facebook page. Human Civic Africa, keep it here. I remember to remind you that the team we have seen here is a panelist that is permanent here. These are directors of this TV. We are going to be back tomorrow on a topic of governance this time. Why I'm a Humanist ends today, and tomorrow we are looking at governance now. But today, we want to talk about why I'm a Humanist. What is it that we are doing wrong in our countries, and we will do better as humanists? Remember, humanism promotes accountability. Humanism promotes transparency. Humanism promotes democracy. Humanism promotes good leadership. Humanism promotes self-introspection. You know, look within yourself and say, what's wrong with me? You take your self-responsibility. That is humanism. Because it's about you, the human being. You look at yourself. Now, today, you look at the politics briefly in our own countries. Tomorrow, let us look at governance. Nandip says that the problem is that democracy is flawed. He wants rulers to come back and rule us. The kings is the terrible man you can see is banned on the head, is the man of traditions. And I'm saying to hell with your kings, because your kings killed us. Your kings killed my ancestors. That's why they took us as slaves. Now, having said that, I'm saying goodbye. I won't allow these guys to come back and talk today. Let them come back tomorrow, and we'll meet again right here on Human Civic Africa. Thank you, everyone, for keeping it live. See you in the next one.
Thank you.